Hello, this is an update on all our stock. I've got most of the stock in the video, just a few missing, but this is a Bluthner that it was in the last time I made it. So the prices are always reduced. Every week we reduce prices, so the price will be lower on this piano than you previously saw. What a beautiful veneer it has, and you can see it's been fully restored internally as well. I'm not going to make very long videos now, but you will find on the stock list, you'll often find other videos that we've made of the pianos. Obviously not time to make detailed videos of every piano, but you can see this one is absolutely superb instrument. Yeah, in the previous video I made before Christmas, this said that it was the most expensive piano, and then I realised, of course, we have another piano in a church location that is dearer. It's a Steinway Model O, so that will be featured on the video after this one. But we French polish this. It takes about 70 hours, 30 coats of French polish, and then antique wax, so it doesn't reflect too much, and you can see the grain beautifully. We actually restored this piano for a client, and then he had to sell us the piano because he had to move out. But one thing he didn't want was the ivories changed. We would probably normally have changed the ivories on this piano otherwise, because they're not perfect. And but if you like ivories, and he liked them, he wanted to keep them. This is a fully restored Steinway Model O grand piano, 5'10½", made in 1904, and there's a much longer video of this, so I won't go too long on this one. It's just been moved into this concert location. We sold the piano that was there. It's moved in 2 days ago, actually Thursday, so there's plenty of information on the other video, so just quick look at it really, and to say that really this concert location, it's ideal for it. Obviously a bigger piano would be more ideal in the sense it's a very big location, but if you've got a concert location and don't want a massively big piano, then I can really recommend this one. So now the piano's in this large church which is used for concerts, and we buy and sell pianos from this location a lot. I have an arrangement with the church for about 15 years at least, and of course in here it sounds really different from what it did in the showroom. You can hear the notes carry on for a long time, but it is an ideal piano for this location, except it perhaps could be longer. We've had much longer pianos in this location, but very suitable if you've got a church perhaps that you want a really good piano in, and you don't want a massively big piano, then I really recommend this one. Please do look at the other video if you want more information. Thank you very much for listening. This is the Bluthner Grand Style 7 grand piano that's just come into stock. Made in 1905, it's 6'3" long. We French polished the piano. We sold it actually about 3 years ago when we did the work, but the client had to resell it back to us. It's quite common that we get pianos back in, especially grand pianos that folks have to downsize, and that's obviously is very useful for our business because we don't have to repolish the piano. Now this has had an action conversion, so I will show another video of this if I can later on, but the original Bluthner action has been converted into a modern style action, and these are new key tops as well. The original ivories were taken off. We do have another video showing this in detail, but this original Bluthner patent action, really different from the modern action which is here. Well, that's the standard modern action that you find in most pianos, and the Bluthner patent action is totally different, as you can see. One of the main features is that the let-off is is at the back, so you hardly feel the let-off at all. And that's why Bluthner's kept doing it. They kept the same style from I think sort of 1880 roughly, or maybe even earlier, right through to 1925 when they changed to the standard roller action. But you do feel this much more, and that's why I think people preferred the Bluthner action in many cases. You can actually feel the let-off here, which musicians are used to feeling, but this is a smoother feel, and in some ways, well, it's just very different. But very often folks want their action converted. Well, not very often, but it's quite expensive, but we can do action conversions, so you can get the normal action put in the old style Bluthner. There's so many old style Bluthners, and because they're such wonderful pianos, sounding and looking beautiful, that's why Bluthners themselves converted the action very often. This is our polishing room. We're polishing an upright Steinway at the moment. It's a Steinway that we've had in stock, and I think we really do need to repolish the piano because it was a sort of very faded light colour, and my colleague's making a tremendous job of this piano, so it's still being polished, and you see it's all in bits. There's the bottom panel, and we'll just quickly see the Steinway lid there with the fall on it. The music desk isn't there at all, so I had to have a bit of imagination to see what this piano will be like, but it's really superb. I love the look of these panels on the front too, that they're just put together. It's shinier than it will be when we finish it off, because we don't want it to be too reflective. This is a Steinway Model S, 5 foot 3 inches long, made in 1936. There are other videos of all these pianos, or nearly all of them, especially the grand pianos. And let's have a quick look at the price of this. So that's probably lower already if you look at the stock list. So let's say we're bringing them down weekly until they're sold. Do make us an offer as well. So this is another Bluthner Grand, very similar piano actually. It's been restored by somebody else, very well restored. The price is a lot different from the one that we fully restored. As you can see again, the price is being lowered every week, so please make an offer though if you're interested in the piano, and check the price list because you'll find, as I say, prices are always coming down, so keep your eye on the stock list. So this is a piano that's been restored elsewhere, and there is a fade line on the top. So we can fully repolish this piano obviously, but we're extremely busy with polishing, so we'd rather sell the piano for less. So if you're interested, please let us know. The Bluthner Star 4, that's the piano that we're always trying to source, as you've seen many times, and it's a really high quality one, very mellow sounding this one is, and again look at the price and see the price on the stock list. And this is the Bechstein Model B Grand, one of our favourite models really, and there's been lots of interest I've noticed on the video of this one, so if you're interested in the piano, please let us know. It's practically perfect outside. It's been restored, so really superb instrument. The staff like this piano a lot too. This is a Yamaha G3 grand piano, made in 1980, 6 foot 1 inches long. It's difficult for us to buy Yamaha grand pianos in at a price that we can then do the kind of work we like to do. As you can see, this one's had extensive work, difficult to make enough profit, but so we try to obviously get as many as we can because they're very popular pianos. If you are interested, please do write to info@robertspianos.com. There's a longer video of this piano, so please take a look at that video, but I wanted to give you some idea of the sound of it in this video too. So we'll refined it as much as we possibly can. So it's got a beautiful tone, as you can hear, and it's delightful touch as well. That's what we refine mostly, because the Yamahas, you tend to need working on the touch, things like lubrication and key weighting as well, so we can make them as much like a new piano as possible. This is the Yamaha G1, made in 1974. Not very much used in its life really, and no fading at all on the cabinets. That's why I was interested to get this piano in. And I said before that to get non-black Yamahas is a real bonus, because nearly all of them are black, and a lot of clients do want top quality Yamahas which are not black, so this is an example of one. If you check the price, then you'll see that the price has been lowered on the stock list since this video was made. Hello, this is a Richard Lipp grand piano, 175 centimetres long, so about 5 foot 9 inches long. It's come into stock, and I have tuned the piano and done a bit of voicing and generally assessed it. Very impressed with the piano. I've had Richard Lipp grand pianos in my house for most of my playing life, just particularly like them, and this size as well, so it's an excellent instrument. The casework is in good condition. It's very slightly faded here and there, as you can see. If we look at the top, that's where we always find the fading. A different colour slightly there, and you see this slight fading here too. So that obviously makes the piano less expensive. It's really a musician's instrument. We can certainly repolish the piano if you prefer. Has a typical leg style for this age of Lipp, which I think is unique to Lipps actually, and distinguishes them from other pianos. Has 88 keys, and the key tops have been recovered, so they're not ivory. This is a typical logo for this age of Lipp too. The acoustic side of the piano is in excellent condition. I've tuned the piano and it has original pins. You can always tell Lipp tuning pins originals are much smaller, as a lot of good makes are. My standard lever here doesn't fit very well, but it's fine for tuning it. It's just that you can see that they are very small pins. The serial number on a lot of Lipp grands goes missing completely, as they do on a lot of Bechsteins, and it fades away. I thought originally this was a 1, but actually you have another piano that's very similar age, and another Lipp, and I'm pretty sure now that's a 4. The acoustic side's all original, and there's the original logo there, which has lots of the medals. They're really alongside Steinway, Bechstein, and so on in terms of quality. The action's already well regulated, just needs a little bit of refining, and you can see it's had some new hammers at some stage, which have hardly been used since then, so that's very encouraging. And here's the unique style of action on the Richard Lipp. If you look at how the spring works here, if I let it check and then release my finger a little bit to release the check, and you can see the spring's working perfectly, it causes it to go up. Just fine regulation on some of the springs. It's a spring on a loop. You just take it off the loop, bend the spring and put it back on. It's very simple. I've already fine-tuned it and done some voicing, and there's just 1 or 2 I've left here that I'd like to voice in a bit. This breakpoint normally needs voicing in, so those are just slightly bright. A very good breakpoint. You can hear very little difference in the tone of those two. Always the sign of a good maker that gets a good break point. As we said before, the sign of a good maker is that you can match the tone of this one with the tone of that one, although there's a different type of string going to a different part of the soundboard. And just have a listen again. And that's excellent. Such a beautiful tenor. So I'm very impressed with this Richard Lipp grand piano, as I usually am with Richard Lipp grand pianos. They've been kept well. But the touch here is extremely light. My first Richard Lipp also had a light touch. And if you want a light touch piano, or if you're used to early keyboards and like light touch, because they have much lighter touch than modern, then perhaps maybe 35 would be sensible, and then plus or minus 2 grams of 35, we could aim for that. Certainly evening it out. So normally the touch, as we know, as I've said before, is around about 50 is the touch for middle C. So this is very light touch indeed, but you might like a light touch if you're an older person, for instance, and don't play very much, then that might be ideal for you. Let's just compare the tone. I've got a Bluthner Grand that's also just come in recently, so compare the two. So this is a Bluthner Grand 1936. It's 150 centimetres long, so quite a bit shorter. So that's a Richard Lipp grand piano, 175 centimetres long. That's about 5'9" long. I've had a similar piano in my home for most of my playing life. I've sold one Richard Lipp and bought another. Just very impressive make, really. There's many features on the piano as a technician that you really appreciate. And there's various things, for instance, silly things in a way, that the cheeks and the front all are dovetailed in so beautifully that when you lift it out, it always lifts out in one piece. That doesn't matter, I know, in a way, if you're buying a piano, but it really is wonderful for the technician. I just love the shape of these too. This is typical Richard Lipp shape, and the music desk is the original style as well. The touch, by the way, is very light. Now, you may enjoy a light touch, and certainly that will be less work for us not to have to refine the touch, which takes more than a day usually, where we just reweight the keys down to 50 grams. But there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't have it like it is, and we can even it up at, say, 35 grams. We can do that with most pianos. not all pianos we can do that with. If there's enough room in the keys, then we can reweight the piano. In this case, they'll be fine. Such a warm sound. If you're interested in the piano, please do write to us, info@robertspianos.com. Thank you for listening. And this is Bechstein. We've repolished the piano. Really unbelievable value the pianos are at the moment. So I'm not just saying that, it's really true. Obviously try to buy them as cheaply as possible so that we can sell them as cheaply as possible. That's the general idea. So again, take a look at the price on the stock list. And the 48122, it's actually nearly new rather than new, but it's as good as new, if not better. We've refined pianos when they come in, even the new ones we refine. Again, if you look at the price list on that, compare with the new ones, and that may be lower when you look at the stock list as well. There's a Steingraber, absolutely wonderfully made instrument, really. Very interesting casework, and again, please look at the video of this piano too. And I'll try and put links. I don't know if I've got time to put all the links in this, but they're roughly in stock, in price order anyway. Again, please do make us an offer. This is a Yamaha U3H made in 1976. It's a piano that we've sold before, has come back in, so it's not 100% perfect on the outside, but almost. And as you will have known, this is one of our favourite U3H. G, H, A and M are the ones that we were particularly looking for. And the Grotrin Steinway, the old style, one of our favourite makes of piano, always has been, and plenty of videos on Grotrin Steinways because it's always been a piano that we've loved so much. This is a modern Grotrin Steinway, so different from the other one, but still equally extremely high quality. This is a Bluthner upright piano made in 1938, 110 centimetres tall. I have a longer video of this piano, so just briefly having a look at it. It's a beautiful instrument, very sweet tone. So Bluthners are generally gentle. So Bluthners are generally very gentle tone pianos. There are not too many uprights of this age. More Bluthner uprights, old ones than say around about the 1900s, and they're overdampers, so they're very different pianos. This is like a modern piano really. We certainly try to refine the touch and make it suitable for learning on and just for enjoyment really. It has a beautiful touch. And those of you who are fans of Bluthners will know that they're particularly mellow sounding. This is a Klug West German upright piano, made in about 2002, 118 centimetres tall. It's a fine instrument in every detail, and we've obviously refined it as usual as well. So the casework is pretty much perfect, as it is on all our black pianos. And being a West German piano, it has a very refined touch indeed, very responsive and a beautiful tone. Extremely rich sound. If you're interested in the piano, please do write to info@robertspianos.com. Thank you for listening. And this is the mahogany Yamaha U1. I'm really pleased when we get non-black ones in, because there's so many are black, and there's a lot of people who do want non-black pianos nowadays. So that's, again, tremendous value for money. This is a Knight K10 made in 1976 and in excellent condition, very little used, and we do refine pianos as we've mentioned before, so we refine the touch and the tone as much as we can. Of course, fine-tune it as well. This is a Knight walnut, beautiful wood, and again, if you look at the price, you'll find that it's always being reduced until it's sold. It's already an extreme bargain price, really. This is a Knight K10 1984. My colleague's tuning it at the moment, so it's just come in and it's being pitch raised and tuned, and then we'll refine the touch as we usually do as well. This is a Knight K10, one of our pianos that we're always trying to source. So tremendous piano and in absolutely perfect condition and hardly used. This is a Fatser upright. We actually haven't got any video of this, I don't think, because it's just come in literally yesterday, I think, or even this morning. Fatser Finnish make, and it's a piano that we're always trying to source. It's one of the pianos that we source, apart from Knight and Welmar, we're always trying to source, but Fatser is one of the pianos that we particularly like. So maybe I'll just spend a little bit longer on this. The characteristics are slightly out of tune, actually, but it's held its tuning well. They're always very stable, like Welmar and Knight. And what's very special is that the bass on these is surprising for the size of the piano. Sorry, I'm showing you inside the piano and you can't see anything happening. So I'm playing this. We haven't cleaned the piano or anything yet, so. Beautiful mellow sound. This is the Welmar upright. But Welmars are all excellent pianos. Of course, we have to choose them well, because plenty of Welmars that might be too worn, but we're choosing the ones that have hardly been used normally. This is a Welmar upright piano. Bluthners, if you look at nowadays, it's called Bluthner, whereas Bluthner and Welmar work together. So Bluthner London is basically Welmar